Two organised criminals who worked together to gun down a victim outside a party in Harlow have been convicted of murder. Nana Oppong, 43, and Israar Shah, 39, organised and carried out the killing of 50-year-old Robert Powell in Roydon, Harlow, in the early hours of the 13th of June 2020. Mr Powell, who had left the party at an address in Water Lane around 4:45 am, was shot 8 times and later died in hospital. A Ford Kuga, later found to be on cloned number plates, stopped near Mr Powell in the seconds before the shooting, before an individual stepped out of the vehicle and gunned him down. A shot went through Mr Powell and hit 2 nearby women, causing them injury. The Ford Kuga made off from the scene. The investigation later traced this vehicle to an industrial estate in Epping, where it was dumped before being collected hours later. Through our analysis of CCTV and mobile phones, we were able to link Oppong and Shah to the killing. The investigation, together with the National Crime Agency's successful cracking of EncroChat, an encrypted messaging service largely used by organised criminals, established Oppong had likely been out to get Mr Powell. It is believed days before the shooting, on the 5th of June, the suspects had planned and aborted attack on the victim. Other encrypted messages included a discussion about a specific type of 9mm ammunition, the same type used to kill Mr Powell. In the hours following the shooting, Oppong's EncroChat handle deleted a significant amount of data, suggesting he was trying to hide incriminating evidence tying him to the murder. The EncroChat conversations further implicated Oppong in a conspiracy to supply cocaine and transfer criminal profits. Shah was linked to a Toyota Prius recovered from his home address in the days following the shooting. The Prius was spotted travelling in a convoy with a Vauxhall Zafira to the location of the murder and away from the scene in the moments after the shooting. The Prius is seen to drive past the party repeatedly in an hour before the murder. Our investigation established Shah in the Prius acted as a spotter on the lookout for Mr Powell, while the Zafira was a support vehicle. Both vehicles were there to assist the gunman in the Kuga in carrying out the hit. Both Oppong and Shah fled the country in the days following the killing and were eventually apprehended thanks to extensive work by Essex Police with the assistance of partners including the National Crime Agency.
Cool. Israar Shah, time's 2 minutes to 4. Okay, you're under arrest for first instance warrant relating to the murder of Robert Powell.
The magistrates at Chelmsford Magistrates Court have issued a warrant for your arrest, and that's in relation to a murder, possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, and wounding with intent.
Oppong was located in Morocco in September 2022 after trying to enter the country using false documents. He was extradited back to the UK in June 2023. Shah was located in Spain in December 2022 and extradited back to the UK in March 2023. Both stood trial at Woolwich Crown Court, charged with murder and possession of a firearm. Oppong was further charged with causing grievous bodily harm and possessing a prohibited weapon. Both defendants were convicted on all charges on Tuesday the 28th of May. Oppong admitted a charge of conspiring to supply Class A drugs shortly before the trial. They are set to be sentenced at the same court on Friday the 31st of May. We know others were likely involved in the murder, and we will continue our work to identify and prosecute them. Detective Superintendent Stephen Jennings of the Serious Crime Directorate, who led the investigation, said, "This murder was unusual in its level of sophistication, organisation and brutality. It was not a spontaneous act of violence, but rather planned and carefully and coordinated execution. While we may never know why the defendants carried out this murder, it is clear Oppong held a grievance against Robert Powell and was committed to seeing him killed. Robert's murder has left his family utterly devastated, and they have displayed dignity throughout the years-long investigation and now a difficult trial. The police have dedicated countless hours to this investigation, trawling through thousands of hours of CCTV and analysing hundreds of phones. Oppong is a committed and high-level criminal and thought he could use his knowledge of law enforcement tactics and encrypted messaging to evade justice. He enlisted the help of Israar Shah to act as a spotter. Striking the moment Robert was seen to emerge from a party he had been attending. The police focused on their investigation on the movement of 3 key vehicles seen travelling in a convoy and clearly used solely to effectively carry out the murder. The investigation then extended to working with partners, including the National Crime Agency, to locate and arrest the suspects. It quickly became clear they had fled the country, and thanks to partnership, working with law enforcement agencies in the UK and abroad, the net soon closed on Oppong and Shah.
The murder of Robert Powell was calculated, planned, vicious, and only can be described as an execution, committed by serious organised criminals.
Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my crime channel. Thank you.